So good morning once again, class. Today we're going to continue our discussion on the time value of money. Let's have a brief review of what we have discussed so far. So we learned the process of compounding, which means getting the future value. Of course, when we compound, we're getting the value at the future date of a cash flow of money uh, in the current period. We can also get the future value of a stream of cash flows. And when we're compounding, we are multiplying our present value, whether it's a single cash flow or a stream of cash flows, by a factor 1 plus r raised to the t, and we call this the compound factor. Okay, so itong compound factor na to, guys, nakita natin last time na yung compounding, yung process ng compounding, iba yung effect niya, no? It's not linear, hindi straight line, but rather an exponential curve. So sabi natin, this is important. Ang application nito is that when you invest, for example, sinasabi ko last time, kunyari insurance, mag-insure kayo later on, as I mentioned last time, that instead of just buying gadgets, kung hindi nyo naman siya kailangan, if you're working already, why not invest in something which will benefit you, and kung sino man yung magiging benefactor nyo, beneficiary pala in the future, no? So that prepares you guys. Yun ang tinatawag nating masinop or maayos na paggamit ng resources natin. We very well know, guys, that ang resources natin hindi siya infinite. May ano yan, may limit yan. So finance dictates that we have a very prudent use of resources and planning, no? So maganda, habang maaga pa kayo, guys, look into these instruments, into these vehicles. Pag nagsimula na kayo magtrabaho, you already have your own source of income, or pag may business kayo, then it's important that we look at the management of our funds, management of our resources. And one way to look at this is yung process ng compounding, no? Kita natin dito. Sa insurance, ganun, no? And not only insurance, pag mag-invest ka, for example, sa mutual funds or instruments like that, the general trend is that hindi linear yung compounding ng pera, but rather exponential. Okay, so going back here, ang opposite nito, guys, yung discounting. You're given a future value, tapos hahanapin natin yung value ngayon. Now, whatever you get in the values, whether you're compounding it or discounting it, ang nakukuha nating values yan are equivalent values. Just like what we did last time, yung 1 million ngayon, after 20 years, assuming 12% yung rate, it's equivalent to 9.646 million. So ibig sabihin yan, guys, we are indifferent, no? Kunyari, tanungin tayo, ano gusto niyo, 1 million ngayon o 9.6 million after 20 years, assuming na 12% interest? Anong sagot natin, guys? It doesn't matter, no? Indifferent tayo, no? Of course, may mga other factors that will come in, no? Other factors such as kung kailangan mo ba ngayon yung pera, no? Kailangan mo na ba ngayon yung 1 million? Okay, so siyempre, kung kailangan mo na ngayon, pwede mo nang ang pipiliin mo yung ngayon, no? But if you put it in an investment that earns 12% and then get it after 20 years, you'll get 9.646 million. Yun yung point doon, na equivalent sila. Okay? So excluding other factors or other factors, sinasabi lang natin na pareho lang yung 1 million ngayon sa 9.6 million in 20 years time, earning at 12%. Okay? And then we saw the compounding, ano? Ito, instead of 20, naging 30 years. Pero hindi naman yung factor ng increase, it's not linear, no? Like this one, from 20 to 40, hindi lang naman nagdoble yung pera eh. So you might be thinking, 9 million, so magiging mga 18, 19 million na to in 20 years time kasi doble lang yung time. No. See, guys, from 9 million naging 93 million. Okay, so this is the effect of compounding. Okay, then last time also we learned how to compute for the number of yung period wherein our money will double. Nakalimutan ko lang dito sa inyo guys, i-mention yung power of 72. No? Okay. We can use the power of 72 to determine gaano katagal magdodoble yung pera. Okay. The way to do that is you divide 72 with the interest. Tatanggalin nyo lang yung percent. No? Kunyari ito 12%, di ba? In this case, it's 12%. So we divide 72 with 12. So you have approximately pareho lang. No? Ito 6.12, ito 6. Okay, so regardless of the amount, guys. So kunyari, how long will it take money to double? Kung 12% yung, kunyari 5% yung ano, yung rate return. So it's simply 72 divided by 5. So you get 14 point something years, no? So this is just the approximate, yung quick, ano lang, quick computation. If you want to get the exact, well, pwede natin isolve sa goal sheet, no? Gawin ko dito, So yung 12%, gawin natin 5%. Let's make this 5%. So we want to know how long our money will double if the interest rate is 5%. So let's do this. Pinalitan ko ng 5%. Then we go to data. Data, then what if analysis. Oops. Goal seek. Set cell. Okay. Ito. Set cell. Diba? Gusto natin na madoble siya from 1 million magiging 2 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. By changing yung years natin. And you get, okay, what happened? Nangyari dito. Dali. What if analysis goes seek? We set this cell equal to 2 million by changing the number of years. Okay. What happened? Wait. Hindi nakalink yung rate ko. Yung rate natin dapat, sorry rate natin dapat ito. There. Okay. Sorry guys, hindi ko na-link dito sa 5% dito. So once again, what if analysis, goal seek, set cell, this one, that should be equal to 2 million kasi dapat madodoble yung 1 million natin by changing yung time. Okay? So take note guys, dapat yung mga cells na to nakalink dito sa value natin dito. Okay? Then we get 14.21. Quite close to 14.40. Ito yung ginamit natin power of 72. Okay, so just to give an illustration of the power of 72. Okay, so if you want a quick approximate way to know kung ilang number of years, pwede natin gamitin yung 72 and then divided by the interest rate. Tatanggalin natin yung percent. Okay, so last time we also looked at the, sabi natin itong reverse, no? Given tayo ng future value, find the present value. Same number of years, same rate, you'll be getting yung value ng 1,000, yung present value dito. Kasi ito yung future value natin dito, 9.6. Reverse natin yung problem, 9.6 yung future value natin, pinapahanap yung present value, we expect to get 1 million. So as I was saying guys, we are indifferent whether to have 9.6 or 9.6 after 20 years at 12%, that's equivalent to 1 million. Okay, and then we looked at, any questions so far guys? Dun sa present value and future value. Paki-chat nga kung clear so far. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, we learned, guys, how to use the FV function, di ba? FV function to. FV function yung ginamit natin. Tapos sabi natin, maglalagay lang tayo ng negative, no? Ng negative dito kasi Excel is very particular about the direction of the cash flows. Dahil lang, guys, ayusin ko lang to electric fan. Okay, so we looked also at the concept of an annuity. Sabi natin dalawang klase ng annuity. It's either annuity ordinary or annuity due. When we talk of annuity ordinary, the cash flow begins at the end of the period, while in annuity due, the cash flow begins immediately. Okay, sabi natin also that, syempre, yung present value ng annuity due, mas malaki kaysa annuity ordinary. And if the present value is bigger, the future value will also be bigger. Okay? And we kinumpute natin siya last time, no? Okay, kinumpute natin to. For example, this is an annuity of 100, annuity ordinary, kasi the transaction begins here at time 0. Cash flow begins at the end of time 0, which is this one, beginning of year 100. So 30 years siya. So 30 100. So there are several ways to compute for the present value of this. Number one, yung long way, convert each of this future values, convert them into present values. So we can use the PV function, di ba? Ginamit natin PV function dito. So yung 100 after 1 year, that's equivalent to 90.91 today. Yung 100, which will be obtained after 2 years, that's 82.64 today. So you notice as we go further down, into the future, to 100 after 30 years, it's equivalent to 5.73 now. Okay, so you notice that lumiliit, guys, ano? Lumiliit yung present value habang lumalayo yung natin, yung cash flow. Okay, and itong mga present values na to, this one, pwede natin i-add yan. We can add them already, guys. Pwede natin i-add siya kasi okay, present values na yan. Itong mga 100 dito, hindi natin pwedeng i-add. Otherwise, we will be violating the time value of money. So when we add everything, it's 942.69, which means a stream of 100 pesos for 30 years is equivalent to 942.69, assuming the rate is 10%. So once again, guys, the question, which is better? 100 pesos every year for the next 30 years, earning 10%, or 942.69 now? The answer is, we are indifferent to that. No? Whether we choose the 100 or 942.69 now, it's the same. The value is equivalent. Okay. Of course, the choice will will now change depending on particular circumstances. No? Kunyari, sabihin mo, mas gusto ko na yung 100 kasi psychologically parang assured ako na may 100 pesos ako for 30 years. Or mas gusto ko na ngayon 942.69. Whatever your reasons are, guys, that will now your choice will be dependent on certain factors that you might be considering, no? But just the two, just that reason, guys, no, nothing to be included as a factor. Pareho lang si 942.69 ngayon at saka 100 in the next 30 years, assuming that the interest rate is 10%. Okay, Sabi natin guys, may mas madaling kunin yung present value nito. Ito na lang yung formula. PV of an annuity. Okay, so the PV of an annuity, ito, rate is 10%, Ampere is 30, no? And then PMT. Gagamitin natin yung PMT. Yung PMT, 100. Okay? Hindi natin ginagamit ito as future value, but rather as one annuity, 100. So if we use this function, notice hindi na natin linagyan ng future value at saka type kasi in this instance na 100 for the next 30 years, hindi naman yung 100 future value. It's considered as an annuity. Sa Excel, PMT yun, no? PMT. Okay, and then we get the same answer, 942. And then dito sa baba, this is just the same annuity, 30 years din to, no? Kaso yung ito, nagsisimula immediately. Wala sa dulo. Okay? Take note na 30 years pa rin yan, guys. Ha? It's an annuity due of 30 years. The only difference between the annuity ordinary and the annuity due is that sa annuity due, immediately yung cash flow. And we said, and the annuity due will have a higher present value. And we have proven that. No? That's obvious kasi immediately yung 100, di ba? Ang kaibahan ng mga present values nitong annuity ordinary at saka annuity due, ito pare-pareho lang. Yung first year, second year, they're the same. No? They're the same. Ang difference is that sa annuity annuity due, meron tayong 100 na present value. Dito wala. Wala tayong 100 na present value. Pero dito meron tayong 5.73. Dito naman wala. Okay, so that's the difference. 100 minus 5.73. That's 94.27. And that's the difference between these two. So ang difference ito, if we subtract, is equal to this, minus this, 94.27. Which is the difference between the present value at time 0 and the present value at time 30. Okay, clear yun guys? Paki-chat nga so far kung clear yung concept ng annuity. Okay, good. Thank you guys, thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Although konti pa lang din yung feedback. Sana all. Gusto kong sabihin sana all pala. All right. Let's I think we were not able to do this, no? Ito, ginawa lang natin din 100 yung present value natin, yung annuity natin, yung payment. So 100 and then 10%, yung interest rate 30. So the quick formula, guys, is again negative PV. Bakit tayo naglalagay ng negative PV? Kasi the annuity is 100, so we expect a negative answer. So tinatanggalin natin negative. Rate is 10%, Ampere is 30, then annuity is 100. Okay? So there is no, linagyan ko lang guys ng pangalan na. Yung N is 30. Payment. Dapat hindi ano to, dapat hindi PV. Nababaguhin ko na lang. Okay. So that's 942.69. All right. Now, if it was annuity due, then it will be equal to negative PV. Pareho lang to ng kanina. Rate at 10%, comma, Ampere at 30, comma, PMT at 100. Okay. Oops, sorry. Ang kulang dito, guys, comma, future value, wala. Type. Okay, so that distinguishes the annuity ordinary with the annuity due. Pag annuity due, dapat sa dulo may 1. Okay, so 103696, which is the same here. Okay, now, for an annuity, guys, pwede natin kunin yung future value, no? Pwedeng present value, pwedeng future value, basta mga equivalent yan. Okay, any cash flow, guys, pwede natin kunin either yung present value niya or future value, whether it's a single amount, single cash flow, or an annuity. Okay, for an annuity, may formula tayo to get the present value. No? Okay, so bago natin i-compute yung future value niya, let's follow the formula for the present value of an annuity. Okay, so what's the formula, guys? Ito yung formula, no? The present value of an annuity is equal to the annuity times the factor 1 minus 1 plus r raised to the negative n over r. Okay, so lagyan natin ng pangalan, no? Enter. So this is P. I gave this a name. Yung 10%, lagyan natin ng pangalan. Let's give it a name R. You know what? How to give name to cells, no? Let's call this R. Okay, bakit hindi nag-ano? R na lang, capital R, let's see. Parang reject. I'll just call it rate. Rate na lang. Yan, tinanggap. Yung R, ayaw yung tanggapin. Then 30, I'm calling it N, no? Okay. So let's compute for the present value using this one. So it's equal to P. P, di ba? P times quantity 1 minus 1 plus the rate, right? 1 plus the rate, and then raised to the negative n, okay? Negative n okay, we can close this. Pwede natin isarado to and then divide it by the rate. Kasi yung R naman, okay, divisor naman siya para sa lahat. No? Okay, so let's see if we get the, okay, nasarado natin tong factor na to. 1 minus 1 plus the rate raised to the negative n divided by the rate. Okay, let's see if we get the same answer. It should be 942. Yeah, tama. Okay, so let me just flash that and I'll give you a few seconds to work on that. So ang ginawa natin, binigyan natin ng pangalan tong 100, yung annuity, binigyan natin ng pangalan na P. Tapos si rate, si 10%, binigyan natin ng pangalan na rate. Tapos si 30, binigyan natin ng pangalan na N. Okay, so you notice guys how much better it is to give names to our cells. Okay, I'll give you a few seconds to work on the formula. I hope you're doing it, guys. Okay, and once you're done, guys, kindly chat na lang kung got it, no? So if you were able to get the 942, the present value, using the formula. Kindly chat guys kung if you got it. Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, so let's give a few more minutes for the others to be able to copy the formula or do the formula. Okay, meron pa? Okay. All right. So let's continue, guys. Thank you so much for those who responded. So you should be getting 942.69 using the formula. So this is the formula, the annuity times 1 minus 1 plus R raised to the negative n over R. Okay, of course, pag Excel ang ginagamit natin, hindi na naman natin kailangan yung formula na to. No? We just computed it using the formula just to validate and compare using the PV function of Excel. Now, pwede rin natin kunin yung future value. No? So kunin natin yung future value using the annuity. So this will be equal to, sige, I'll give you a few seconds, guys. And then paki-chat yung answer nyo. Using the annuity, guys, hanapin natin yung ano yung equivalent na future value niya ng annuity of 100 at 10% in 30 years. Okay, so I'll give you a few seconds. Kindly compute. And then paki-chat, guys, sa chat box kung ano yung answer niyo. So kindly indicate in the chat box, guys, kung magkano yung future value ng isang annuity of 100 in the next 30 years. More answers, please. 3, 8. Four. Good. Let's have a few more. I'm going to wait until I get 10 answers, at least 10 answers. Okay, good. 10 answers. Let's see. 16449.4. Yes, very good, very good. Yan, tama. Tama lahat, guys. No? Very good. So I got also 16449. Yan. Okay, so let's compare. My formula is negative FV. Okay, and then E32. That's our rate. Then N per is E33. That's 30. And then the PMT is 100. Okay, wala tayong PV at saka wala tayong type kasi we're assuming this to be an annuity ordinary. Okay, you're correct. It's 16449. Now let's see if we get the same answer if we use the present value. Kasi sabi natin, ang equivalent ng 100 for 30 years at 10% is 942.69. So pag kinuha ko ba yung future value ng 942.69 in 30 years at 10%, how much do I get? Sige nga guys, pakihanap yung future value ng 942.69. Can you do that, please? What is the future value of a single cash flow of 942.69 now, if the rate is 10% and if the term is 30 years? Then pakialagay sa chat box, guys. Okay, I have one answer. I'm going to wait for the others. Two answers. Let's wait for a few more seconds for the others to write their answers sa chat box natin. Okay, 3. Few more seconds. I hope I get 10 answers, guys. Ang question kasi, how much is the future value of 942.69 in 30 years time at a rate of 10%? Any more? Tatatlo pa lang to, guys. I hope others will also respond. Let me repeat the question. Dito, kinumpute natin si future value using the annuity. Okay? How much will be the future value if we use the present value? Sabi natin, si 942.69, present value yan ng annuity ng 100 in 30 years at 10%. Okay, so 942.69, it's equivalent to 100 at 30 years at 10%. Okay. So kay Khalil, 16,449, kay Roy, 18, kay Robert, 18. Okay, so Roy, sige, Robert, how did you get 18? Could you share?
Sir, that was my previous answer po.
Previous answer
On
ba
the
yun?
last
Sorry.
question po.
Ay, okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Roy, yung sa'yo din, previous question to? Roy?
Hello, sir. Ano po, sir? I think so po, pero I forgot how to compute for it po, sir. Sorry po.
Okay, sige. Thank you, Roy. Thank you. Okay, so dito kay Khalil, tsaka kay Christian, okay, they got 16,449.4. Okay, so let's see. So ang sabi natin guys, this is equal to, we're computing for the future value. Future value ng 942, ha? 942. Kasi kanina ginamit natin yung annuity na 100. Tapos yung annuity na 100 na yan for 30 years at 10%, equivalent siya ng 942.69 now. Okay? So, let me open first my digital pen para mas klaro na ma-illustrate natin. Okay. So we're saying 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 29, 30. So we have here an annuity of 100. Annuity ordinary siya, di ba? Kaya magsisimula yan sa at the end of the period, no? So 1, 100, 100, 100, 29th, 30th, 100. Okay, then we said that this is equivalent to ito, equivalent siya sa 942. 942.49. Yan. 69 pala. 942.69. So yung 100 na yan, annuity, for 30 years at 10%, it's equivalent to 942.69. And also it's equivalent to a single cash flow here, 16,449. Okay, so that's what we're saying, no? Yung 100 na cash flow na yan for the next 30 years, every year. Kasi ganun ang annuity, guys, eh. Uniform stream of cash flows. Every year yan, every period, 100, 100, 100. For the next 30 years, at 10% interest, that's equivalent to 942.69 now. Okay? And we also said that it's equivalent to 16,449 in 30 years' time. So pare-pareho lang yung cash flows niyan, guys. Okay, thank you, Robert. Thank you, Roy, no? Okay, you're correct, no? 16,449, no? So let's see. So magkano daw yung magkano yung future value ng rate of 10%, comma, N per is 30, comma. We're not going to use the annuity, comma. Okay? We're going to use the present value of 942. Okay? Then ignore the type kasi hindi naman annuity to eh. Okay, so if you take a look at the formula, guys, rate 10%, N per 30, skip the annuity, and then present value. So magkano to? Okay, it's the same. No? $16,449.4. So this proves, guys, that these amounts are equivalent. So yung 942.49 now is the same as 16,449 after 30 years. Okay, assuming na 10% yung interest. And it's the same as getting 100 every year for the next 30 years. Okay, so these are equivalent values. So strictly speaking, guys, all things being the same, anong mas maganda? Yung 942.69 ngayon, or 100 for the next 30 years, or 16,449 in 30 years time, assuming 10% yung interest. No? Answer is, we're indifferent to any of this. Ibig sabihin, kahit ano dyan. Kasi pare-pareho lang naman yung equivalent yung mga amounts na yan eh. Okay? So these are your equivalent amounts. Okay, pause muna ako. Paki-chat nga, guys, kung clear so far yung equivalent amounts na to. Ito, na-prove natin na yung 942, pareho lang ng 16,449 yan. Na-prove din natin na yung 100 in 30 years, it's equal to 16,449.40 after 30 years. Okay? So, Could you kindly chat, guys, kung clear so far yung concept na yan? Okay, good, good. Okay, let's target more than 50%. Kulang pa tayo. Konti pa para more than 50% yung nag-respond. Clear ba yung concept na yan, yung equivalent? Yes. Yes, yan. More than 50%. Yan. Thank you. Thank you. Tapos pala ang answer lahat no, no? Hindi naman siguro. Yes, thank you. Yun, good, good. Okay, happy ako guys na sa more than 50% na response rate. Okay, now let's reverse the question. Okay. So sabi dito, meron ka 942 na present value or 16,449.40 na na future value. 30 years payment yon, interest rate at 10%. Ang tanong, magkano yung annuity? Okay, so I'll give you again a few seconds. Ang tinatanong dito guys yung PMT. Okay? Magkano daw yung annuity for 30 years at 10% given the present value 942 or the future value 16,449? So that means guys, dapat we should expect 100 here. Dapat ang answer dyan 100. Sige, I'll give you a few seconds guys. Ang ilalagay nyo sa chat box, yung formula na ginamit nyo. Okay? Not the amount. Not the amount. Sige, let's do that now guys. Pause ko muna yung share. You should be getting 100 guys. You should be getting 100 pesos. Kasi equivalent yung mga yan eh. Okay, as I said guys, this might cause a confusion kung hindi natin alam yung problem, no? Kasi mukhang may sinasabi dito na, okay, let me just clarify this kasi this is very important. So 0, 1, 2, 3, okay, 29, 30. Okay, yung problem natin, ang gusto natin malaman, kung magkano yung 942.69 ngayon in terms of ang annuity payments. No? Yan, annuity payments. Magkano to? Magkano siya? No? Ang lumalabas yan, alam natin na 100 yan. Or, magkano siya? 16,449. Okay? If we have 16,449.40 after 40 years, magkano equivalent na annuity nun? Yun ang problem. Okay, so that's why we use only one. Pero, assuming assuming 942.669, tapos meron pang 16,449, then that will change the the problem. Okay, so let's first show either we use ito PMT rate of 10% and per 30 years. Then I use here present value of 942. Okay, hindi natin ginamit yung 16,449 na kasi equivalent lang ng 942. We don't have actually two equivalences here, no? Okay, tapos dito naman I use the future value. Ginamit ko yung future value na 16,449. Okay? Mababago yung problem guys kung is equal to negative PMT. What if talagang separate na cash flow yung 942 at saka 16,449? Then mapabago yung answer. No? At a rate of 10%, comma, NPER at 30, comma, PV at 942, comma, FV at 16,449. Okay? And we can, assuming na annuity ordinary, so we just ignore that. Okay, so pwede rin ganyang problem kung talaga may 942 ka ngayon at saka 16449 ka in the future. No? If those are separate and distinct cash flows, then you can also solve for that. So 200 na, no? Parang na doble na siya kasi equivalent ng 942, 100. Equivalent ng 16449, 100 din. So parang nagdoble siya kaya naging 200. Okay? Now, yung pinakita ni Khalil kanina is a formula, no? So pag ang gagamitin natin formula ito to compute for the payment. Okay? So to compute for the payment, okay, so dito ko lang ilagay, insert lang ako dito, ay wag na kasi dito na lang, no? Is equal to. So tingnan natin yung formula, no? Here we're computing for the PMT. R times PV, okay, divided by 1 minus 1 plus R raised to the negative n. Okay, so let's use let's natin gawin. No? Is equal to, para kita natin yung formula. Correct. Yeah. So this is equal to R. What's your R? Ito, di ba yung rate natin? Times the present value. Ano yung present value natin? It's this one. Okay. Then divided by, we have 1 minus 1 plus the rate. So then raised to the negative n, 30. Then I'll close this. Okay. So that's your rate times your PV divided by quantity 1 minus 1 plus the rate. Okay. Yung rate raised to the negative n. Okay. All right. I think this is correct. Okay. Control enter. And we get 100. Okay, let me move this here. Sorry, hindi ko nalalagyan ng ano. Wait. Lagyan ko lang to ng comment for your reference. Insert comment using the formula. Assuming two distinct cash flows, PV and FD. Okay, so naglagay lang akong guys ang notes. Isisend ko kasi sa inyo to para so that you know. Plus of course the ano natin yung recording, no? In case you want to review this. Okay. All right. Any questions so far, guys? Clear? Paki-chat please kung okay so far. Any questions? Dito. Using para mas clear yung ano natin, yung notes, no? Okay. All right. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now, of course, guys, pwede natin i-solve yung iba, no? Ito naman, reverse. Reverse yung ano dito. So, dito, may 100 daw tayo. How long, ilang years para ang equivalent ng 100 na annuity, para ang equivalent na present value niya is 943 or equivalent na future value niya is 16449. Okay, so ito ang sinusolve natin yung NPER. Tapos ito na rin guys, solve both yung rate naman dito. So you can either, given yung cash flows natin at saka equivalencies nila, we can compute for the number of years yung NPER or we can also compute for the rate. So I'll give you a few seconds guys, compute for NPER at saka yung rate. Sige. Okay, so I got 30 years and annual return, annual rate of 10%. Anyone would like to comment on this? Definitely guys, may ina-expect akong comment sa inyo dyan. Kasi I expect you guys not to get the answer. Definitely may discussion tayo dito. Oh, interesting, no? Thank you for your comment. 7 years na nakukuha niya, no? NPER. Let's see, we'll analyze that. Theo, thank you so much for your feedback. 7 years, pero dapat 30 years dapat, di ba? Dapat yung NPER natin 30 years kasi nasolve na natin to di ba? Nasolve na natin yan. Thank you so much, Theo, for pointing that out. Kay Robert naman, kay NPER, B50. Okay, let's see this, Ay, sorry. Hindi ko makopy ano. Kay Roy, 1. Kay Robert, 30. Okay, so discuss natin, Okay, Robert, could you kindly explain your answer?
Hello po, sir.
Yes,
It's a number of years po.
So, naglagay ka ng negative NPER.
Yes po.
Tapos,
I selected the annual rate po.
okay,
Then,
rate, yan, kama.
annual payment and
PMT,
future
okay.
value po.
At saka ang ginamit mo future value. Okay.
Yung present value po kasi parang na-round up po.
Wait, nakalink naman siya, no? So okay lang yan. Kahit na mukhang yun ang importante guys, that's why pag ino natin yan, okay, it's the same actually. Kasi hindi naman natin tinype yan. We linked it to yung original na value niya. Okay, so ang ginamit ni Robert guys is, okay, let's see, negative NPER. Okay, B50, rate is B50, PMT is B49, and then future, ang ginamit niya is future value ba? Oh yeah, B48.
Yes po, sir.
Okay, let's see. 30, no? 30. Kung hindi natin ilagay yung 30, ay hindi natin ilagay yung negative, what will happen? Negative 30. Okay. Negative 30. So hindi naman pwedeng negative 30 years, di ba? So that's why you place your negative. Okay. Any comment about this, guys? Okay, thank you, Roy, no? 30 na rin, no? Ang comment ko lang dito, no? Okay, careful tayo sa paglagay ng negative dito sa NPER, Kasi kung tutuusin, wala namang negative na negative na number of periods, no? Okay. The correct way to do this, kasi in certain instances magkakaroon tayo ng problema kapag ganito yung ginawa natin. Okay? This should be the way to do it. Tingnan nyo, no? Okay, and per rate is B50, PMT is yan, and then I use the present value. Notice guys, ang linagay ko sa present value negative. Doon dapat mong maglalagay tayo ng negative. Kasi, ang sinasabi natin dito, our PMT is cash inflow. Our present value should be cash outflow. Yun ang sinasabi natin dito. Do not put the negative here sa labas ng NPER kasi ang number of periods, hindi siya pwedeng lagyan ng negative. Okay, ang lalagyan natin ng negative yung yung cash flow, no? Okay? Did you get this, guys? Clear ba to? Or, okay, tingnan nyo yan, tama siya, 30. Or, I can put here negative and then i-positive ko tong present value. I get 30. If we use the future value and per rate at 10%, comma, PMT 100, comma, let's use the future value 16449. Okay, sa cash flow natin dapat may isang negative dyan. So I'm going to choose whether I choose negative FV or negative PMT. It doesn't matter, guys. No? We get the same answer at 30. Okay. So this is using yung PV, ito using yung FB. All right. That's why, guys, kung ganun matatama na yung natin, yung annual rate. May isang comment dito si Theo yata. Nag-comment si Theo na okay. Sa NPER 7 years siya. Okay, how about guys sa rate? Ano nakuha niyo sa rate? Kasi sa rate, guys, rate, no? NPER is 30, PMT is 100, PV natin 942. Okay? So ignore the future value, ignore the type. Okay? Okay, what do you get? A number sign. Nag-error na tayo dito. So kung gawin natin whether it's present value or future value, kung future value naman, okay, number tayo dito. Bakit tayo nag-error, guys? Kasi nga, ginawa nating positive yung PMT, tapos positive pa yung future value. Okay, so remember, Excel is very particular about the direction of the cash flow. So hindi pa pwedeng parehong positive yan, yung cash flow natin. One has to be a negative. So if I put now a negative here in future value or negative in PMT tapos positive si future value, then it will now give us the correct answer, 10%. Okay. So whether we use rate NPER 30, comma, PMT is 100, comma, PV is negative. So the same. No? So this one is using future value. This one is using the PV. Okay, pause muna ako. Is there any formula that you want me to flash here? Clear ba? Please tell me, guys, kasi baka mukhang mabilis yata yung pag-explain ko doon sa kanina. No? Yung rate. Okay, sige. Thank you. Thank you, Roy. No? Ulitin natin yung rate, no? Okay. So rate, guys, yung parameters natin, di ba? Kailangan natin NPER, kailangan natin PMT, kailangan natin PV or FB. Okay, equivalent lang, no? Equivalent lang. Either one of them. Unless talagang may present value na, mayroon pa isang cash flow dun sa dulo. Kasi pwede nang mangyari yun, di ba? Parang yung kanina dito, no? Meron tayong 942 dito sa simula, meron pa rin 16,449 sa dulo. Hindi siya equivalent, no? These are separate cash flows. In this problem, kasi that can also happen, no? So pag ganyan, pag hindi equivalent, dalawang distinct cash flows ang ipapasok natin sa formula. Pero ito guys, ano lang siya, no? They are equivalent cash flows. So back to the rate function, NPER is 30, PMT is 100, okay? And then here we're using the future value of 16,449, but it should be negative, guys. Negative dapat yung future value niya. Otherwise, pag hindi natin ilagay yung negative, okay, pag nag-error yan kasi Excel is very particular about the direction of the cash flows. Here we're saying, magkano ba yung rate kung may matatanggap akong 100 ngayon? Hindi. Makakatanggap ako ng 100 na 100 for the next 30 years. Okay, tapos makakatanggap pa rin ako ng 16,449 after 30 years. Okay, walang ganun transaction. Either negative tong PMT, okay, then may positive future cash flow tayo, or positive tong PMT, tapos negative yung future value. Either or, guys, you get the same answer. Control Enter, rate at 10%. Ganun din dito sa if we're using the present value. You can make your PMT to be negative. Yan. Ginawa ko dito negative yung PMT, positive yung present value. I'll get the same answer. 10%. But if they're both positive or both negative, guys, ganun din yun, no? Parehong negative siya, error din yun. So one of them has to be an inflow and the other an outflow. Okay, did that answer your question, Roy?
Yes po, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any questions, guys? Okay, let me put it another way. Clear ba so far? Paki-chat na lang, please. Okay, good. Thank you. Clear so far. 7 respondents. Sana makaabot tayo ng more than 50% na respondents. Okay, I'll just wait for some of you to respond. Konti pa, guys. Konti pa. Okay, my question is, clear ba so far yung paggamit natin ng FV, PV, PMT, NPER, rate? Okay, so those are the things naman na ginagamit natin. No? Okay, so good. Naka more than 50% tayo na response. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Palagay ko dito na tayo makakaabot. No? Hindi natin maaabot to. Okay, just a reminder, guys, next Tuesday, quiz tayo, ha? Please come on time, 5-10 minutes before time, please be here kasi mag-check muna ako ng attendance. Okay, so for this one, okay, we have what we call uneven cash flow stream. So if you take a look at this, guys, ito, hindi siya annuity, no? Kasi 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Okay, tapos sa year 0, meron tayong outflow. Okay, so ito yung parang investment na diniscuss natin dati. So may investment tayo na 9,000 kasi outflow siya, negative. And then may returns tayo, cash inflows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Diba diniscuss natin to dati? I ask you, will you go for this investment? And then some of you said no, some of you said yes. Okay? But during that time, hindi pa natin alam yung concept ng time value of money. We were missing the point, no? Kasi inad lang natin to. Ginawa natin dati, inad natin to eh. So this is 15,000 sabi natin. Some of us answered that this is okay kasi yung cash inflow natin 15,000. Tapos yung outflow natin is 9,000. So mas malaki yung inflow. But some of you said no, you will not invest in that kasi makonti yung cash flow natin sa simula. No? So There were several reasons that we came up with, and we said that the answer there when we asked that question is that we cannot add these cash flows because they belong to different time frames. Okay, we will be violating the principle of the time value of money. So now we know that in order for us to answer this question, okay, we have to convert each of these into present values. So dito, okay, so ano mga given sa atin dito? We have the weighted average cost of capital at 10%. So paki-check nga guys kung may pangalan na itong 10% na to. Ayan, nakalagay dito sa name box WAC. Meron ba rin sa inyo? Paki-chat nga please. Kung wala pa, pakilagyan nyo ng name na WAC para pare-pareho tayo. If there is already, then that's okay. Is it already a named cell? May WAC na pangalan na ba? Kindly chat, please. Okay, thank you. All right. Now, nalagay ko na yung answer dito. Dapat hindi ko pa I failed to remove this. So, but anyway, to get the present value, nag-negative PV tayo dito para maging positive lang yung mga answers natin. The rate is your WAC. The NPER is the year, okay? And then we're using, wala tayong PMT, no? Hindi PMT to guys, no? It's just a single cash flow future value. Yeah, future value na 9,000, okay, etc. Then we can copy the formula down. So that's what happened here. Okay, so yung 9,000 guys, now, of course, ang present value niya 9,000 din. Okay, dapat 9,000 din yan guys, ha? The present value of 9,000 today is of course also 9,000. And then the present value of 1,000 in 1 year's time is 909. Yung 2,000 in 2 years' time is 1,652, etc. Okay, so we can now add this, no? Pwede na natin siyang i-add. Now, meron tayo ditong tinatawag na NPV, Net Present Value. And the formula of the net present value is the sum of the present value of your cash inflows minus the sum of the present value of your cash outflows. Okay, so take note, present value ng cash inflows at saka present value ng cash outflows. In our case, the present value of your cash inflows, ito, no? Ito yung mga cash inflows natin. Positive siya. If we sum this up, is equal to sum. Yan. So that's 10,652.59. And then what's the present value of your cash outflow? Ito yun. Negative siya. Present value din yan, ha? So 9,000 na to. Okay, so that's 9,000. Therefore, okay, we can add this. Add na lang natin kasi guys, negative na yung no? Negative na yung, okay. So that's 1,652.59. And there's a special name for that. It's called your net present value. Net present value. Okay, we'll discuss this more in future discussions. It's called your net present value. And the decision rule, guys, is that if the net present value is positive, then okay yung project natin. Kasi mas malaki yung present value ng cash inflows as compared to the present value of your cash outflows. Okay, now you can all, of course, get the net future value. Pwede rin yun, no? So, kunin natin yung future value naman. So that will be equal to negative FB. Negative FB. What's our rate? Our rate is the WAC. Diba? What's our NPER? Kinukuha natin yung future value now, guys, and then we want the formula to be copied down. So ilang years to, guys? Ilang years? Paki-chat nga, please. Ang term natin 5 years. Ilang years siya? Yeah, correct. 5. Tama, no? Pagdating dito naman sa second dito, ilang years na? Pagpunta natin dito sa E56. Ilang years na into the future? So dito 5, dito ilan? Correct, no? Tama. Thank you, Theo. Thank you, Christian. Dito 4. Tapos dito 3, 2, 1, 0. Pagdating dito sa year 5, 0 na. Kasi nasa year 5 na tayo mismo eh. So dapat may formula tayo dapat dito na 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so in the interest of time guys, ipapakita ko na lang yung formula. What we can do is to make use of this. Gamitin natin tong time frames na to. So we can use this 5. Diba? Magiging 5 minus 0, 5 minus 1, 5 minus 2, 5 minus 3, 5 minus 4. Okay? So since we're going to copy the formula down, okay, ibig sabihin hindi magbabago yung column na B, ang i-fix ko lang yung row. Yan, B60, naka-fix yung row para hindi siya umalis sa row 60, and then minus 0. Minus year 0. Yan. So if I copy this down, magiging 5 minus 0, 5 minus 1, 5 minus 2, 5 minus 3. Okay, so that will now be our NPER. Okay, so that's instead of typing 5, susunod 4, 3, 2, 1. Ito mas maganda, no? Mas we were able to come up with a very simple formula para nagiging 5 minus 0, 5 minus 1, 5 minus 2, etc. Okay, so that will be our NPER. PMT, walang PMT. Okay, we only have the PV, no? Which is this one. And ignore the type kasi hindi naman siya annuity. There. So yung 9,000 today is equivalent to 14,494 after 5 years at 10% interest. So if I copy this down, okay? Okay, notice guys. Wait, sorry sorry. Ano ginamit ko? Sorry. My mistake. This should be 9,000. Yeah. Mali. Dapat ang gamitin natin guys to I used the present value already. That's wrong. Yeah. Check guys. Yung 5,000, 5 years from now, magkano siya? 5 years from now, 5,000. Okay? So these are your future values. Okay, so pwede natin kunin yung net future value, which is the future value of your cash inflows. Parang pareho lang siya nito, guys. Net future value. So this is the so magiging NF, net future value to. So this is the future value of cash inflows minus the future value of cash outflows. Yeah, so let's copy this. FB. Okay. So pareho lang siya guys, only that ito ang kino-compute natin mga future values. Okay, so this is equal to the sum of the future values, sum nito then future value ng cash outflow is this one. So net future value natin is just the sum of there. Okay, so what am I saying here, guys? I'm introducing the concept of net present value or net future value. Mas ginagamit, guys, yung net present value. Madalang na ginagamit yung net future value. But you also get the same answer, whether you look at it from the future value or the present value. Here we're saying here that the project is okay. Okay, as expected kasi, hindi naman expected pala. Pag dinagdag, if we add all the present value of your cash inflows and compare it with your cash outflows, present value niya, we get a net positive. Pag positive yung the term, yung net present value, then okay yung project, no? The project is okay. So in this case, we say that the project is feasible because the present values, the sum of the present values is positive, greater than 0. So we're okay. All right. So we choose the long cut ng pag-compute to, no? Sa Excel may function na NPV, is equal to NPV. Okay, so I think dito na tayo matatapos ito sa pati yung yield, no? Okay, if we read the NPV function of Excel, ito sabi, returns the net present value of an investment based on a discount rate in a series of, take note of this, future payments. Okay, future payments and income. This is where medyo mali si Excel sa paggamit ng term ng net present value. Kasi dito, ang sinasabi niya, hindi niya sinasama yung current na value. Hindi niya sinasama yung times 0. Kasi sabi niya, future payments lang. Okay, future payments lang. So ibig sabihin, ang isasama lang natin sa cash flows natin, yung 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Hindi natin isasama yung present na 0 na 9,000. Which sabi natin is wrong kasi in computing for the net present value, dapat kasama yung value ngayon, no? Yung value at the current value, yung times 0. Pero ang ginawa ni Excel dito, yung NPV function, sabi niya, ang isama lang natin future, itong mga to. Yung 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's do that anyway. So okay, NPV daw, rate natin is the WACC, okay, comma. Values natin. Ang values natin should only include from year 1 up to year 5. Yung future lang. Okay? So if we stop there, this will give us the present value of your cash inflows. Ito lang siya, which is 10,652. So dapat we get 10,652. Yeah. So consistent siya dito, no? 10,652. But we said, guys, that's not the definition of the NPV. The NPV includes the present value of yung times 0. So we can adjust this, okay? And when we can include this one plus the present value now, yung outflow natin now. So including the 9,000, which is the present value of your cash outflow, okay, you get technically the net present value. So control enter, yan, 1652 na tayo, which agrees with this one. Okay, pause muna ako, guys. Any questions with the NPV function in Excel? Okay, thank you, Khalil. Okay, salamat. Yun, good, good. So guys, dapat alam natin kung paano gamitin yung NPV function in Excel, ha? Ng NPV. Oops, bakit? Yung 11 pages, 2 lang. Yeah. Okay. And then it's almost time, guys. I'll introduce to you another function, yung IRR. This is your internal rate. IRR function. We're going to meet this in the future pa, pero ini-introduce ko na siya ngayon. There's a function in Excel called IRR. Okay, values. Okay, values, guys, isasama natin lahat kasama yung present value. So pinapa-evaluate natin kay Excel to. Kindly compute for the return of this stream of cash flows. Okay, dito tama tayo, control enter. Okay, we have 15.47%. So this tells us that the return of this project, this stream of cash flows, is 15.47%. Tanong, based on IRR, is the project acceptable or not? Okay, may question dito si Roy. Roy, are you referring to IRR? NPV. Okay, sige. Ulitin ko yung NPV, ha? Guys, it's already time. May I have 2 minutes na lang? Pasensya na, ha? Kung okay lang sa inyo. 2 minutes lang, guys. I-summarize ko lang itong NPV at saka IRR. Okay lang ba? Do I have your permission, guys? 2 minutes lang para... Yan. Okay, salamat. Yan. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let me just... yung question ni Roy, paano yung formula ng NPV, ulitin natin, ha. Si NPV, take note, ang sabi diyan, future lang yung tinitingnan ni Excel, which makes it wrong. Dapat kasi kasama yung time zero. But anyway, since ganun yung syntax niya, so rate natin is WACC, comma. So what are the values? Ang values natin, sabi niya kasi ang paggamit ng NPV niya, future. Pag sinama natin to, guys, mamamali tayo. Tingnan niyo, ha, papakita ko lang. Yan. So we have 1502.35. Mukhang hindi naman yun yung natin, yung net present value. So mali. Kasi this will be treated now as occurring or a cash flow at year 1. Hindi naman year 1 to it's at year 0. Okay, so mali si Excel dito. So hindi natin isasama si time 0 kasi sabi niya future lang Kaya magsisimula lang tayo sa year 1. But we have to add back yung year 0. Since present value naman to, yung year 0 na to, okay lang tayo. No? And it's the same as this one. Yeah, 16,524.59. So you can either, the long cut is get the present values of this one. Kinuha natin present value. Tapos inadapt natin, naging 16,502. Okay, alt equal to, 16,502.59. Ito yun. Okay. And the other one is IRR, internal rate of return. Dito, isasama natin lahat ng cash flow. Dito tama si Excel. Yan. And you get 15.47. So based on NPV, is the project okay? Yes. Yes, the project is okay because the net present value is positive. Pag net present value is negative, reject the project. Okay? 11 pesos siya. Okay. Okay. Based on IRR, is the project good? Yes. Why? Ano basis natin for IRR? Okay, you know the answer there? Yes, very good, correct. Yes, magaling. Salamat, ha? So it's greater than the WACC, so okay tayo. Now, last word, guys. Pag nagko-conflict si NPV at saka si IRR, kunyari, sabi ni NPV, okay yung project. Sabi ni IRR, reject the project. Always follow the NPV. Okay? Always follow the NPV. So sabihin ko yung answer kung bakit next meeting. Okay, so for next meeting, guys, tatapusin natin. Hindi. Next meeting pala, quiz tayo, Tuesday. And then Thursday, we will go to compounding, amortization, timeline. Let's see if we can complete all of this. Targetin natin, guys, matapos natin to. Pero mukhang hindi, no? So we will have a spillover pass to next week in order to finish time value of money concepts. Hindi kasama, guys, sa exam yung time value of money. Modules 1 and 2 lang. Sa quiz 2 pa kasama to. Okay, with that, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for attending. Kung magpapacheck kayo attendance, kindly remain. The rest of you, maraming salamat. I hope you learned something today. Okay, stop recording ko na.